It's actually been a long time since I've had a display tablet. Obviously, I draw on the iPad all the time, but prior to that, I was using a Wacom Cintiq 24-inch. I ended up not using it that often and just drawing on the iPad all the time. For the most part, that's great. I love drawing on the iPad. I don't see that changing anytime soon, but from time to time, I do need to work on my computer with like Photoshop or something like that. And when I do need to do that, I don't absolutely love the process of using my iPad like a Cintiq. Drawing in like Fresco or Procreate is optimized for the iPad and the workflow is seamless. I was thinking, maybe it would be nice to have another display tablet for when I need to work in Photoshop. And the fine folks over at Huion reached out to me about reviewing their new 16-inch display tablet. I think it's called the Kamvas, and I'm excited to try it out because a long time ago I actually had a Huion display tablet before I dished out the big bucks for the Wacom Cintiq. And although the drawing experience was pretty good, I ended up getting rid of it because the display was just so bad. It just was not good at all. The resolution was bad, the color was bad, and I couldn't take it. From what I've seen and what I've read, this new Huion display has come a long way from the old ones, so I'm excited to test it out, see how it compares. This is the obligatory unboxing part, so I'm just gonna open this up. I did cut the tape ahead of time to spare you watching me struggle. So I think we'll start with this little pen box. I'm assuming it's a pen box. Got nice packaging. Right from the top, it looks almost exactly like the Wacom pen that I used to have. Huion branding. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I watched some videos to prepare. Huion. I like that it's not super fat and clunky. It's close to the iPad pencil size. Might be like a felt tip nib. It feels high quality. It definitely feels better than I remember the other one feeling, but this was a million years ago, so my memory is not that great. It looks like we've got a little tool here to pull out the nibs. So the nib situation looks very similar to the Wacom setup. I imagine that there's only so much you can do with that. And then we got some buttons on here. Got an Apple Pencil here for comparison. Can see they're about the same width. The Apple Pencil is a little bit longer. I don't know if that matters. Is this helpful? All right, let's get to the fun part. So it's a pretty heavy box. Man, that is a tight fit. I feel like this is so much nicer than the one I had a long time ago. I feel like that one was like shipped in like a paper bag, and I think I'm just reimagining what it was like when I got it because I remember it being pretty bad. But again, this was very, very long time ago. Very long time ago. If I had any sense of like the ability to judge time, I would tell you how long it's been, but I don't know. I would say at minimum 7 years, probably longer than that. Oh, it's not Canvas, it's Kamvas. QLED, that's cool. 145% sRGB, 2.5K. So not quite 4K, but still pretty good. I think my old one was like a 400 by 800. It wasn't that bad, but it was pretty bad. We got some red tape with a check mark and an X mark. I don't want to mess this up. Correct connection method. Okay, so it's just telling me that the the wire's got to face the top. So I knew it was going to be a 16-inch, but like I didn't really understand. Like it's hard to know what that means. I was like, well, it's bigger than an iPad. I was actually sort of hoping that they were going to make a 16-inch iPad, but it seems like a bigger iPad is not something that's coming. But this might show me what it would be like to have a 16-inch display, and I think it probably would be a bit large. Right off the bat, it looks so much better, and it just feels so much nicer than what I remember from the old one. The old one was very plasticky. This feels like it's metal. It's like got a kind of sparkly. So it's like between space gray and space black, to talk in Apple colors. It's more of like a space blue black, a little bit of blue in there. It's like a soft surface, not like a glass, not like a raw iPad display. We got a little pocket here. We got the plugs. Oh, this is the plug that was in that warning. Got a nice Velcro strap here. So what it was telling me was that this needs to stay vertical. If we do it like this, it's gonna explode. I don't know if that's what it meant. Ooh, I got a new glove. I've been needing a new drawing glove. It's a good quality glove too. It's a little bit thicker than the cheap ones I've been buying on Amazon. A USB-C to USB-A, I believe A, or USB old. And we got USB-C to USB-C. That's likely what I'll be using. And we got a plug. This is cool. I remember the old one having a big power brick that was annoying. This is like a iPhone or iPad size. And it looks like this is the stand. Got some directions here. So it looks like there's some options, which is cool. It's weird that this is like a different finish from the back of the display. They're both like sparkly metallic. It's just weird that they're not the same. Let's take everything out first. Okay, looks like we got a little UFO. Sounds like there's replacement tips in here. Yep, so it looks like it came with multiple options here. Seems like these gray ones are like the felt ones. I'm excited if they are like the Wacom felt tip nibs. Those were the one thing that I missed about my Cintiq. I loved those felt tip nibs. Cool, so this looks like keep your replacements in there. And it's also a stand for the pencil. You can do a little stand-up motion. This looked like it was the top. No, I guess because this is like rubber, so it wouldn't slide. Okay, cool. What I want to know is if this tool will fit in here, because I don't know where else I would put it. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So that fits in there. Perfect. What else do we have here? This is a screen cleaner, a little pamphlet, if you will. Looks like a quick setup guide or something. I have to wipe this display off because I touched it, and I feel like it's gonna look terrible from the overhead shot. Apparently this is a screen that's a little greasy. It might be extra greasy because if I'm being honest with you, I put a little moisturizer on my hands before I started filming this video because as I was about to record, I looked down and I saw the tops of my hands were ashy mess. So let's just check out this thing real quick. This says open. Guys, I don't understand. This adjustable tablet stand can be easily switched from 20 to 50 degrees. So it says this goes up. Is this supposed to come out of here? Oh, okay. So it looks like that is the max height. Oh, and we got to pull this thing out to open. And it's got a little rubber foot situation. So that angle, pretty neat. And then if we wanted a different angle, we could do this one. That one's pretty good. Is there an in-between? I would prefer one that was in between these two. But maybe I'm just being dramatic. I guess this is okay. So that's the unboxing. I'm gonna hook it up. All right, so I'm sitting here at the Huion Kamvas 16 Pro. Canvas. I have a hard time remembering that it's not canvas, it's canvas. And I'm gonna draw on it for the first time. I had a couple difficulties where the pen was not working in Photoshop, but I don't necessarily want to blame it on this thing. I think it was more a result of a complicated connection I have going on. I have 2 additional displays plus my MacBook Pro display. And now this is a 4th display. And I've got multiple docks and hubs. And I think just the connections, I think it was my fault. So I'm not going to take points away yet. I haven't drawn like this just willy-nilly in Photoshop in a while because I tend to prefer fresco, but this should be interesting. I'm just gonna kind of willy-nilly freestyle something here. Maybe something about 2024. I'm just gonna sketch. I don't know what I'm gonna do in terms of this, in terms of the video. Like this may end up just being like a time lapse and then I'll give my thoughts at the end. But as of right now, I'm gonna talk and maybe I'll use this and maybe I won't. So I decided I'm going to draw 2024 isn't real because, well, let's be honest, it doesn't sound like a real date. So I'm in the roughing it out zone here. 2024 isn't real. Not real. That does not seem like a real date. How could it be 2024? That just sounds like an outer space date or something. I figured I'll do this and then I'll just put some weird stuff into the composition. I don't know. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. I actually already got used to fresco where I thought I could immediately just transform it while I was in that mode, but you can't do that in Photoshop. I'll put that there. I did set up these buttons on the side, which I think will be really helpful when I remember what they do. But I think I have the first one set to be the brush, and then the second one an eraser. Yeah, okay. And then I think I set my brush. Nope. Hold on. Let me go back to the brush. Really did it this time. I think this will make it bigger. Yeah, okay. So that's cool. And then this should make it smaller. Nope. Is that undo? Yeah, I gotta learn what these things do because I don't remember them yet. So I also, there's buttons on this thing. And I think I set this top one to be the brush. Okay, that's good. I do have like a muscle memory from using Cintiq for so long where I just have like my keyboard over to the side and, you know, I'm very probably faster just using this right now, and like the bracket keys over there to change the brush size. I think that might actually be a faster workflow than this. I think this is a good idea. I'm just not, I'm not ready for it yet. I'm also, there's so many like intuitive fresco things that like just aren't that way in Photoshop. Like I want to merge these layers together, but I gotta like select both of these, which it wouldn't let me do with the pen, which is kind of weird. I can merge those together, bring this over. Oh, I have it on auto select, so that might be tricky when I'm in the sketch phase because it's still pretty loose. All right, I'm gonna make a new layer to work on the rest of this. Maybe a little bubble that says, okay. Lightning bolt. I don't want to overthink this. This is really just for demonstration purposes. I'm gonna put a face over here. Maybe it's a face with like lots of eyes, because that's not real either. At least that's my thought process for putting in a face with a bunch of eyes. Put a silly nose, and then like a grin sort of situation. Okay, that's good enough to get me to the next stage. Maybe another speech bubble that says IDK. I don't know, because I don't know. 24 isn't real. I don't know. When in doubt, put a weird skull. I think that's okay. 2024 in the future, maybe like a robot head, some little antennas, if you will. Beep boop. Whoop. Accidentally activated a different tool. There we go. Oh. Yeah, I'm not good at these the buttons on a pen. I don't use, oh, I'm also trying to zoom too. It is very hard to break that iPad Fresco workflow. I also noticed that like thing that I used to always depend on was holding the space bar to be able to move my canvas around, and it doesn't seem to be working anymore. And I'm not sure when that happened, but I don't know if it's a setting that I have to fix, but it is something that I am not happy with. So if you are someone who uses Photoshop a lot and you know what happened there, please let me know, because that is not good for me. I don't like it. I'll put a little cloud over here, a little fluffy cloud. I have been called on a few occasions, I'm gonna turn my smoothing down, someone called me a punk rock Bob Ross, which I like. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm not as punk rock as I used to be, but you know, it's still in there. Maybe that's a sad face because I'm not the punk I used to be. Like that, maybe connect a rainbow to this okay thing. Maybe we'll do like a hand with fingers crossed. I draw this a lot. Is just like, we're hoping that 2024 isn't real, I guess. I don't know. These two humps up here sort of look like a butt, so maybe we just put a fart up here. We're just doodling here, okay? Sometimes that's what happens. When you need to fill space, put a little explosion. Put some little concentric circles. Those are the things you can do. These are pro tips from me to you. Things that you can put in there. But a dumb face looking up at the cloud. He's like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna rain today. He's got duck lips. Maybe he's a little grumpy. That person who commented recently telling me that it just sucks that I don't draw in different styles, he's not going to be happy because this is not going to make them more styles. What am I saying? I don't know. I'm just being bitchy about someone being like, you don't do all the styles. Well, listen, that's not what I do. I have a style that's specific to me. It's how I've built my career. I'm kind of happy that I'm drawing in Photoshop too, because I've been putting a lot of thought into just this weird concept that like fresco has become such a cornerstone of my channel. And like, it's not that I don't love fresco. Fresco is definitely my favorite way to draw, but I'm not really that concerned about software. Like, there was a long period of time where I used Procreate. There's a long time before that where I drew in Photoshop. There was a period where I was using some other weird software. And the software is not the important thing. Like, you can adapt to any software. And I think that's important to remember. Just gonna put a little explosion there. No! I don't know, I need something for this space, but I don't know if it's gonna fit. A banana. A banana will fit. It's a banana man. I'm a banana. Maybe he's pointing to this thing that says no. I don't know. Maybe he's got his hand on his banana hip. He's got a little attitude. I know it's not clear what is happening here because this is very loose, but that's the process. It's rough. I'll just put in some lines to connect things sometimes. Maybe some little action lines coming off of this skull. And now I'm just gonna see if it's balanced. I think we could use something up here. I'm not sure what. What about like a little banner thing that says fake? Because 2024 isn't real? All right, good with this. For some reason, I can't select the layers with the pen, which is annoying. But I got my mouse here. I'm going to merge these together. I'm going to bring the opacity down a little higher than I'm comfortable with, because otherwise it's not showing up on the screen very well. Because I'm watching the preview over here. One time I was recording and it like went out of focus halfway, and I don't want that to happen again. So I keep checking to make sure it all looks good. So I apologize if I'm like, I don't want to mess up the viewing for you. All right, so I'm going to grab my Retrospy Classic Inker, the one that I use for almost everything. I'm going to turn the smoothing up pretty high. I don't remember how smoothing is in Photoshop, but I'm just tightening this up at this point. So I usually start with the areas that are less clear or need to be flushed out. And I think that's this face with the crazy eyes, because I don't really know exactly what that looks like. And it's killing me that I can't use the spacebar with the hand tool. Maybe this, yeah, see, that's not working either. What am I doing wrong? It's not a good situation. Like, I guess if I had a trackpad that was closer to me, like I'm reaching over to my MacBook Pro trackpad, but it's far away at this point. Okay, so let's figure this face out. My brush is enormous. I'm gonna make that smaller. I think I'm just... What on earth just happened? We're on a layer. I got a brush. Okay, we're okay now. Everything's fine. Grab my black. Okay. This brush is a little too big. So I guess what I would say is that this drawing process feels good. I haven't felt like I had to adjust the drawing on this. The feel is very good. It does have like a felt tip nib, like the Cintiq ones that I used to love. So I'm really enjoying having that experience again. The screen itself feels good. It's good quality. Everything's kind of tiny on it because of the resolution and the size of the screen. But to be honest, I would prefer that to like not having enough space and it being kind of crammed. It feels like a good size. I think anything smaller than this, I would be a little bit annoyed with it. And I know that you may be thinking, well, you use an iPad for everything and that's smaller. It's true, but the experience of drawing on an iPad is really, it's really like the ease of zooming in and out, the ease of like just swiping around with your canvas. All that stuff is so intuitive on an iPad that the screen feels much, much bigger than it actually is. So, I think 16 inches for a screen that's not as easy to use and easy to move around like an iPad, I think is the sweet spot. I think something smaller than that probably would be less ideal for my preferences. The pressure sensitivity feels pretty good. It feels fine. I think I could adjust that if needed. I do like the feel of the screen with this pencil tip. That is a nice improvement. It doesn't need anything like the iPad does need a screen protector, in my opinion, to feel good. But this feels fine. Now I did set my paintbrush to one of these things, but I can't remember which one it is. Should I guess? This one? Okay. All right, and then I do a zoom out. I'm not crazy about this face, but you know, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna do like a confidence booster situation where I'm going to move over to the... honestly, I can't handle not being able to use the space bar thing. Like it's, how am I supposed to move my artboard around? And like when I use the hand tool, like did they change? Is there an option here? Hand tool, okay. Okay, that works. So what is the problem here? And the key command for the hand tool is H. So if I zoom in and I hold H, why is it doing that? Okay, so I can't just hold it like you used to. So that's, wait. Yeah, like it's I'm choking at how much I dislike that experience. It's just, I can't not hold it. It's like you build muscle memory doing things the same way, and then it changes, and then it's like, okay, how am I supposed to live this life? Okay, so let's come in here, figure this out. Trying to not overthink this and just, you know, have some fun. Another thing I miss is like how easy it is to just rotate your canvas in Fresco. But like, I know I can hold R and rotate here. I guess I can do that more. I think I'm just like out of practice with this workflow. But again, it's just so intuitive using Fresco. And this is the other thing, there's just too many tools here. Like, I just want to use a regular eraser. And I know these tools are important, but like, when I can have a streamlined drawing process, I prefer that. Like, I'm not using all of these other tools, so I would love to like turn them off. So go to the hand now. All right, we're getting into a flow here. We're doing it. We're pulling it together. Do I want this little notch? Yeah, we'll do the little notch. Okay. H, hand. Now switch back and zoom out. Like, there's too many steps. Not loving this 2 here, so I'm gonna clean this up, see if we can make it look better. I think the problem was the sketch was kind of a turd to begin with, so you know, it didn't. I shouldn't have just assumed that I could go right in. Do I know what I'm even doing differently this time? No. I don't know. I don't love it, but I think we don't have room for that lightning bolt anymore, so I might have to scrap it. So now I'm just sort of doing a willy-nilly 3D effect here. I forgot that I made this sort of look like a butt here, but I didn't mean to say butt again. But I don't really know if it makes sense because of this angle that I have here, because this has got to go way far back. Yeah, we're gonna have to replace that fart. We can't have a fart there. I apologize if I let any of you down. This is why I like to do a intermediate. Like, I like to, after I do my rough sketch, I like to do a tighter sketch, but I wanted this just to be quicker and less serious, because it's more about just testing this thing. I think I may have my smoothing up too high for some of this, because I'm getting these like rounded corners, which I'm not crazy about. I also like how the smoothing is easier and I can just do it with my hand quickly on Fresco. Remember how like a little while ago I was talking about how I didn't want to just have my channel focused on Fresco, and now I like can't shut up about how much I love Fresco. Hopefully I remember to take that weird look that I just gave the camera out after I blew my nose like a maniac. In case you're wondering, we have reached the stage in my drawing where I am telling myself, oh boy, this is really bad and I hate it. And I'm never going to be able to recover and make this into something that I don't hate. That is a common stage that I get to in most of my work, where I'm just like, what am I even doing? I don't know how to do anything anymore. This is absolute trash. And usually it comes together in the end, but I don't know if we're going to get there with this because I'm not really concentrating enough and I'm not taking it that seriously. So I'm just playing around, drawing on this new thing, getting annoyed with my key command situation over here, hitting buttons accidentally. Yeah, I'm not someone who can deal with buttons. I may need to turn them off because I'm like accidentally clicking them and don't love that. I don't know if there's a way that I can just put this video out as is, because like I don't know who wants to listen to just me mumbling, just sort of kind of complaining about what I'm doing. All right, let's get our banner in up here. I'm sorry that I'm putting this on you too by calling it ours. You don't want credit for this. I don't know or remember if you can do that same trick like in Fresco where you can use your brush as an eraser quickly. Because I'm missing that right now. If it is something that you can do and you remember, let me know in the comments. I will say overall that I prefer this, I think, to using my iPad like a Cintiq, even though it does work, or like a pen tablet, it does work well. But this being a little bit bigger is a little bit nicer, and it's just a little more focused on just being a display tablet. Whereas when I'm using the iPad, like I know how great it is when I'm using an app designed for the iPad, so it like makes it extra frustrating, maybe. Let's see if I can figure out how to draw this better. Sometimes I'll just draw both fingers like all the way through. Actually, I didn't even need to do that. These other fingers are sometimes the tricky point, but I guess there's just two like that. I guess that's good enough. Zooming out. I guess we'll have to come back and figure out something else to put up there since there's not going to be a fart anymore. Got a broken heart up here. I think what I'll do is draw a full heart and then break it. I'm going to use the selection tool to break it. It's pretty good. It just looks a little bit weird because it doesn't have that texture that I was using. So I think I'll just come in and rough it up a little bit. Doesn't have to be the whole thing, but you know, just enough. Anyone still here? Leave me a duck emoji in the comments if you're still here. Is there a duck emoji? If there's not a duck emoji, you can leave me I'll let you decide. Whatever you feel represents the struggle. I don't think we can do the hand pointing because it doesn't even look like he's pointing to no. So I think I'm going to abandon that idea. And I'm going to try to not mumble while I'm talking. I guess we can still do the hand on the banana hip. Speaking of lettering, I am in a mad dash to try to finish my new Skillshare class next week. It is an introduction to illustrative lettering that has taken me forever to do, but I think I'm in the final stretch. I really want to get it done by the following Monday, so stay tuned for that. I think this may end up being too long, and I might need to just maybe release the uncut version for my channel members. Did you know I have channel memberships? Probably, because I think the only people who would be watching this at this point are like the real OGs. So maybe if you're a real OG, let me know in the comments. I just got quiet because I'm drawing the skull, and I always want to draw a cool skull, and I feel so much pressure, and I feel like I draw bad skulls constantly, and I just wish that they would be cool. It's like I want them to be unique and different, and I'm just always let down by myself. I guess that's not terrible. It has gotten better since I did that, since I drew 130 of them for my skull font. And I did that daily skull challenge. We're just doing some embellishments at this point. All right, I guess this is as good as we're gonna get for something that is saying that 2024 isn't real. I'm gonna duplicate this layer and I guess start to color. I'm just gonna wing it, I guess. Let's just grab some lightish red. When I don't know what I'm doing with coloring, I will just grab the first color and then just keep using it until I'm like ready to switch, and then I'll switch to a different color. So because I use red, I think I'm gonna switch to like a bright blue color because it'll make the red pop. They'll sort of bounce off of each other, but not like a blue. I like a more green blue. You know that if you are familiar with my work. Maybe this little robot thing. This is a little bit more bright than I had anticipated, but I'm just gonna go with it. We do need yellow because we have a banana, so that is crucial. Anyway, I wanted to use this to do like a little bit of a shadow thing on the skull. It does have a good like resistance, like it's a good resistance. It feels nice. I'm talking about the screen thing, if you were wondering. Not loving this, but we'll do a little texture to polish the turd, if you will. What do we got here? I don't know what I have in Photoshop saved. Woodland Wonderland. That's always a good one. One that I'm familiar with in Fresco, so I feel like I'll have a better feel for the pressure sensitivity. Oh. That's not what I was intending to do, but I kind of like it. I was gonna do some the purple to like break it up. Break up that edge a little bit. So yeah, there's pretty good control. I don't have any complaints there. I'm getting a little aggressive, but I can always come in and add some more. I think this drawing itself just needs some grit so that it looks better, because I don't like it right now, and sometimes just making it dirty can make it look better. So I'm grabbing the yellow. I'm thinking I might come in here, just add a little bit of detail. This got a little too aggressive here, so I'll mellow that out. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's grab this grain spray. Feel less mad about it. We did forget the banana teeth, which is something that you never want to do. I want to do below the line work layer and then use some texture with some of these colors, because I think that will add a nice, I don't know, just some extra grit without obscuring the line work too much. I like to do it around like the edges so it looks like it's just sort of like coming through. And I do want to do some above as well to like maybe have it break up some of the lines a little bit. And then let's do a layer above everything and make it this purple color. And then choose, I think there's, something like this waxy roller I think will be a good one. I think what I'll do now is just take this whole thing and use like a little paper texture situation thing. I'm gonna go into my Retro Supply Co. Paper texture collections. I'm gonna use the Phantom paper. I'm gonna use this mummy paper. I don't know what that is, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna come back here. I'm going to copy this. But now we've got some good paper texture. We can adjust like the ink fade a little bit. That's good. Feel good about that. And that is a drawing with the new Huion Kamvas Pro 16. Some final thoughts. Let me skedaddle this out of my face. I've had it for about a week now. I've used it several times. I'm very impressed with it. As I mentioned, I had an old Huion pen display tablet and it was not great. This one's much better. The screen is good. The color is good. It feels nice. The pen feels good. There are some finicky things, but I think that has more to do with me than anything else. The screen quality is so much better than I remember. It feels very close from what I remember from Cintiq. I think these have come so far that this is definitely a viable option as an alternative if you don't want to spend the big money on a Cintiq. So yeah, I'm glad that Huion sent me this display to try. It's definitely going to be a part of my workflow whenever I have to work in Photoshop. I can definitely say that I will be just using this as opposed to hooking up my iPad like I used to. So if you want to check this out, there'll be a link in the description. Good talk.